PZM Essentials webinar. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. My name is Dan Bahe, and I am one of the Precision Business Planning Specialists here at AgSolver. And in today's webinar, we're going to be going over AgX Yield Data Import. To run through our introduction and agenda, we'll be navigating to the AgX import page and then import selected growers into Profit Zone Manager so we can see their enterprise and field boundaries. And then we're going to create scenarios based off of the source of yield data available. If a customer has yield data within their AgX account, that will be brought over. Or we can create scenarios based off of satellite yield data within Profit Zone Manager. And we'll follow up with any questions anyone might have. Before we hop into Profit Zone Manager, I do want to let everyone know that we are in Q&A mode for our webinar format. So if you have a question, please type your question in the chat box below my contact information. You can see my email along with our support team's email address. And if you have any questions, you can please feel free to give me a call at 319-238-1978. which is my cell phone number. Now we will hop into Profit Zone Manager. So right now we're just looking at our Login Enterprise page. What we're going to do is come over and select My Account and to navigate to the AgX import. So we're on the Settings page, and at the very bottom of the page we have our AgX account where we can import those specific growers. And within my AgX account, I just have two enterprises. I have a sample grower. This enterprise just contains field boundaries. We load those fields. You can see those fields under all growers. And if we move over to selected growers, you can see those fields within our selected growers. And so I selected those growers. Now we will view that enterprise underneath the Enterprise tab under our management tree. So search for that enterprise name. So we have our two sample growers. We click on our sample grower. This will pull up the field. So we have two different farms. We have the East Farm and the West Farm. And then under that we have our field names. And so if we click on the green Create Scenario button underneath the field name, we will name the scenario. All this actual production corn. Scenario type, we can tag it as actual, planning, or implemented. Right now we're going to leave that as actual. And for this enterprise, we don't have any yield data, but we can use satellite-based yield data or soil-based yield data. What we're going to do is use a satellite image from August 30th, 2016, corn crop. We'll go ahead and click Save. Pulls up our crop budget template. We scroll down. We'll just select we'll plug in a corn budget for 2017. Click Save. So you can see, using satellite-based imagery on this 3.7 acre field, we have a field average yield of 157 bushel. Profit's going to be negative $242 per acre with a total profit loss of $902. But I'm going to go back and click on an enterprise that we do have actual yield data for, based off of AgX. So if we click on our AgX data, Illinois sample data, so this is an enterprise that has actual combine yield monitor data within it. Once the enterprise is brought over to Profit Zone Manager, and if there is any yield data, that yield data will automatically process and put in within Profit Zone Manager. And so, it'd be the same exact process of creating a typical scenario. So click on the green Create Scenario button. You can see our AgX data within this enterprise. We call this corn production. And tag this as actual. Click on our yield data source, AgX Harvest 2013 corn. Click Save. And it pulls up our crop budget. And for this field, we have, it's located in Illinois, and we have 2013 harvest data. So you can see all the crop types and crop rotation. I'm just going to select 2013 corn after soybean, southern, non-irrigated. That populates. We scroll through the budget. You can see the commodity price is at $6.12. This is based off 2013 budget numbers. We have our seed cost, fertilizer, herbicide, insecticide, insurance, interest rate. We have our grain drying, handling, and hauling costs, land costs. We'll put that at $275. Labor, $20. Overhead, home, personal, custom hires, 0 other. I'll go ahead and click Save and apply this crop to this yield data. So right now we're looking at a profitability map of this field. We have an interactive legend to the right-hand side, which we can filter the field based off of level of profitability or profit per acre. And these percentages show what percentage of this field made between $400 and $500. We scroll down, we have a financial performance table. Our field performance based off of financial performance per soil type. Our inputs pie chart. Soils data layer, and this is based off of the county average yields. Going degree days, still processing. And then we have the crop data layer. We have all of our typical maps that you see, from the profit, yield, return on investment, our break-even maps, production efficiency map, field boundary, and soils overview. So now I'd like to open the floor up for any questions anyone might have regarding importing yield data into your Profit Zone Manager account from AgX. To be honest, it's a seamless process. If you have already linked your AgX account to Profit Zone Manager and already brought in the field boundaries, the yield data will have already been processed, and all you have to do is go to Create Scenario. Underneath that field, select the yield that you want to be displayed, and then set your crop budget. I do want to mention that this webinar will be posted onto our AgSolver YouTube channel once it is completed. So you can go back and rewatch this webinar. And I also want to invite you to our next webinar at 11 o'clock, which is our intermediate planning webinar, where we'll be going over cattle production as an alternative management, where we'll be looking at unprofitable acres under corn production, and we'll be looking to put that into cattle production. I have 3 little nieces that are starting 4-H, and so they're wanting calves, and so we're looking at if it would be profitable to take land out of production and put that into pasture ground for the calves. So I want to invite you to that webinar at 11 o'clock today. So if we do not have any questions, I want to thank you for viewing our November 30th PZM Essentials webinar. Thank you.